If you like this video, click like. If you want to continue to follow our adventure, hit subscribe. Your support would be greatly appreciated. Hello, House on the Road subscribers and followers. I think I have a relatively small YouTube channel. It's got 3,500 subscribers, maybe 36 when this video comes out. I mean, it's relatively small. It's growing well, and I'm very proud of how well it's doing. We've only been doing it for a year. We get about 600 to 1,200 views on each video. Some do really well, some don't. But oddly enough, we have ran into two different couples at two different times, all within a week. We were down at the grocery store, and Carolyn is over in the meat section like she normally is, checking out the best prices on meats and trying to figure out the best bargains and how much, she's just meticulous when it comes to cost savings on food shopping. And I don't know, I'm out looking for, something. I'm always wandering around in the store so she can stay focused on what she's doing and I can go pick up the extra items. And I turned around, I was down in the aisle, and I looked down the aisle, and I thought, no, that's not the aisle I want to be in. And I turned around, and sure enough, boom, somebody walked up to me and says, I just got to shake your hand. What? Who are you? And, of course, he introduced himself, and he was a subscriber to the channel, and I was like, oh, wow, that's neat. And he kept it very brief. Didn't talk very long. I think everybody knows that I've mentioned many times I'm an introvert. Gave his name, gave her name, and they carried on. So, well, that was pleasant. It was very pleasant. It was nice, and but I'm very humble. I just could not get used to the idea that I'm going to bump into people like that. It's just wow. So just a few days later, someone pulls into this campground, and it's obvious to me that they're not thinking about staying in this campground. They go over to the little billboard, and they're reading the rules and instructions and maps that are over there posted on that billboard. And Carolyn and I are getting ready to go for a walk, like we do every day. And I waved hi, they waved hi, and she says, do you know where such and such campground is? And I said, oh yeah, of course, it's just down the road. It's about a mile on the left. She says, and she looks at me and she says, I know you. Now recognize we are probably 200 feet apart. And I'm looking at her, what? She says, you got that YouTube channel. I watch it all the time. And she says, you're the one who inspired us to do this adventure. What are you talking about? I mean, this was just amazing to me that I bumped into two people out here, one of them out here in the national forest where there is nobody around. They just, most people just pull in this campground and then drive away just like they do. So it was just a shock to me that she knew me. Anyway, I wanted to talk to you a little bit about her because she said that we inspired her, and wow. Look, I'm not here to inspire anybody. I know I do. I hope I inspire you to follow your dreams, but I'm not trying to inspire you to come out here and live in the national forest in a pop-up camper. But boy, they were really inspired. Okay, we bought our camper for $650. Pop-up camper, 1970 pop-up camper. $650, and I thought I got a good deal on it. It didn't really need a lot of work, but it needed a little bit of modernization. Inverter, a water pump, now a shower. Well, they have a 1966 Winnebago travel trailer, single axle. I've never seen one like it. It was gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. Beautiful thing. And a lot of the systems that they had to put in it are the same systems that they learned on our channel. They had an air conditioner that stuck out the back of it. They had to devise a water system, and they had to get electric into it, and just different things. So now primarily they only stay at paid campsites, which is great. I mean, we stay at only free campsites, national forest, way out here in the middle of nowhere. But again, it's their adventure, and it was just so exciting to see that all the little systems. Now, the thing is they said they had to do some work on it, fix it up, which was incredible to me because this thing looked beautiful. He says that they got about 90% of the inside done, which I did not get to look, and I didn't even have time to give it a picture. I mean, before it was all said and done, they were leaving, and it was just, you know, quick conversation. I don't know, quick. It was probably a half-hour conversation. But anyway, they were from Oklahoma, and it started getting cold in Oklahoma, so they didn't have time to finish or to start working on the outside of the camper. You're going to work on the outside of the camper? I mean, this thing looked like it was redone. It was beautiful. Said it had a few leaks, which, you know, sometimes it leaks, sometimes it doesn't, she said. So what they did was, when it got cold, they traveled from Oklahoma down to southern Florida. Stayed, like I said, mostly paid campsites, state parks, national parks. You know, we stay in national forests. They stayed at national parks, which usually is paid sites. What was interesting was they have to have a shower tent. And when the state parks closed during the government shutdown, well, he erected this shower tent. He said, just like the one you got. Well, they didn't have any way to actually take a shower. They don't have a water tank or anything. So what he did was he boiled water on the stove, dumped it in a gallon jug, a gallon pitcher, I guess. Then put the rest of the cold water in there until it was the right temperature, and that's what he did. He used that water to get wet, and then he lathered up, and then he used another bucket full and did the same thing to rinse off. And he said, boy, and I felt clean. He says it worked great. They got enough information from our channel that they were able to first be inspired to buy a really cheap, beautiful vintage camper, use a shower tent, figure out how to heat their water. So it was really a pleasure to meet them. I'm just so happy for them that they're out there living their dream. So anyway, thanks for watching. Be sure to subscribe. Click like if you like the video, and happy travels.